Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive love fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you
there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He is.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
All right. Hey, good night. Welcome to Straight Up. It's 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. Share the link. We're going to have some folks stopping by just for a quick seconds, a couple of seconds, and that's it. It's called a whistle stop. But folks were looking for Jack Dale at his so-called comedy show. Notice Jack Dale has not been at his comedy show, but there he is. You guys can read between the lines there. But Irfan Ali has started batting, and he did a horrible job with that dinosaur, Kit Nascimento. God in heaven knows what. Somebody needs to tell Kit Nascimento that public relations of 2025 is not the same as 1965, 1975, or even 1985. Things have changed. And that, sorry, I'm getting up there too, right? But that dinosaur, Kit Nascimento, I don't know, those guys, they sit and they just don't get up and give somebody else a chance. They think that they know it all. And you know what happens to people who think they know it all? Well, sorry, you don't point a finger at me. I don't think I know it all, not all the time. But people who think they know it all. Where's our operator? Can you get this vagabond off the screen? Thank you. And so people who think they know it all, they have the best ideas, they have the best plan, they know law, they know PR, they know garbage truck walk, every single thing they know. You got to keep a distance from those people. Look, I'm the first to tell you I don't know it all. I don't know barbering work. I can't cut a hair. I don't do that. I can't work around the cathedral. I don't know that. Working around the cathedral, it calls for, experience, and then they have their set of people working around the cathedral, if you know what I mean. The Bond send them, working around the cathedral, if you know what I mean. And they got their own people. And so I don't think I know it all. No, I don't. You know, Jack Dale and his press conference. There was no press conference today. People are asking, where is Jack Dale? How am I going to know where Jack Dale is? Probably put on lipstick and little earrings, pearl earrings, and just modeling around, waiting to go into Parliament, waiting to get his hands on the budget, you know, so that they can look at people and say, dress up with taxpayers' monies. That's what they do. That is exactly what they do. Right, Rhonda Lane and others? You know, we have to keep mentioning Rhonda Lane. Could somebody get whatever it is on the screen off? Thank you. We've got to keep mentioning Rhonda Lane. And you know why? We have to. Don't we all love Rhonda? Rhonda is brave. I'm not saying that because Rhonda may one day become an operator at Ben Shop Radio or an executive, but Rhonda Lane and others were telling them, political circles in the opposition, to fix GCOM. You can't just hop out. And I want you to hear me out, please. You cannot just fight a system 1 day per week from lunch break for 1 hour and you're gone. 1 hour and you disappear. 1 hour and you're gone. 1 hour and you gone. That's it. 1 hour and you are gone. That is what this is about. You know what I mean? That is what this is about, guys. You know, all day, I sit down and doing my job, I'm doing all sort of things, and nobody get time with me. As soon as I get on the air, Branham, questions. Good night, Mark. How you do? Father God, please help me tonight. Please help me. Please help me. How are you guys doing wherever you are? Wherever you are, how are you guys doing? If you haven't shared the link, you can share the link, guys. Do not be afraid to share the link. Sharing is caring. The link. Share the link, because if you don't share the link, how are other people going to know that we are sharing the links? Right, Ann Court, Jacqueline Johnson, and all of you guys, all of you beautiful people, wherever you are, all of you beautiful people. And now I'm on the air and people are calling. Why would you call me when you see and you know that I'm on the air? Maybe I should just do my show like Judge Shishi. Just dance and tell you I'll buy a round. Buy a round. Anyways, good night to all of you. How are things? Beatrice Silby is what? Grace watching from something. Beatrice, you are there? Where are you, Beatrice? All right. What else is happening in your neck of the woods? I noticed Miss Beard is talking about good night. The people are afraid of victimization. What sort of victimization? Freedom of speech is under attack all over, including the United States of America. You can't speak. The minute you speak, they're going to say, oh, they're going to shut you down. Oh, they're going to remove you from a job. Oh, every single thing. And then these Mickey Mouse out in Guyana, they pick up. So whenever America sneeze, achoo, those Mickey Mouse in Guyana are going to do the same. Why do you think that Mickey Mouse, Jack Dale, and the other one, Irfan Ali, why do you think they're so brazen? Why do you think they're getting so brave? You think it's just like that? It is not like they're afraid like before, that they will get sanctions from the State Department and the human rights and UN groups and things. The world has gone crazy, guys. Crazy, crazy. I don't know. How are you guys doing? What are you up to? What are you guys up to? Talk to me tonight. They have this old-time song that says, talk to me, baby. Talk to me now. I know some songs, right? I'm an old school kind of guy. Now, what are we going to talk about tonight? Last night we talked about the corruption, and they now want to go online. Another avenue for corruption. They're going to thief. They're a bunch of vagabonds. That's who they are, and that's what they are about. They are a bunch of vagabonds. But look, I have two guests. Like some folks who suddenly grab a little microphone, they would say guesses. But I have two guests tonight, right here, as they prepare. They're on the backstage. In the backstage, one just drank something out of a green a green sauce. The other one gaffing with his kids them so they could take his photos while he's on in studio waiting to come on. Let's recognize those individuals, but they got to wait another minute. They have to wait another minute. Now, hey, Elson Lowe, the treasurer of the People's National Congress Reform, he gone. And every time somebody said they're gone, some of these guys got to hold back for a moment and bear their shame, because young people have to fight. They can't just throw down the bat and walk away and say things didn't go right and things didn't go. It is not a good sign of strong leadership either way. And so these young people, they got to get stamina. They can't just get vexed, collect the lollipop, and run up the street and start complaining. No. Look, I like Elson. He's a good kid. He's a good guy. He means well. Young people, they got to learn to fight. I noticed there was someone in the audience saying, but Nepal and every time people fight for their rights and stand up against oppressive regimes around the world, all Guyanese do is say, look what happened in there. Look what happened. But when time comes for them to go and protest, they don't show up. They don't do nothing. But they're just wasting people's time on social media talking about Nepal, talking about some other country, the people standing up for their rights, standing up against oppressive regimes. But all they do in Guyana is share on social media. Look what happened in Nepal. Look what happened in there. Well, I mean, get time with that. Now, the magistrate fired back at the corrupt police force. Good. I'm glad that the magistrate did just that in this particular case. Now, the police got to focus on those vagabonds that they corrupt the system and they ensure that their friends and cronies aren't charged. That is what the police force of Guyana got to deal with. Now, we've got to move on. We've got to move on. I want our executive producer to get in touch with Saiku Andrews. He's going to be in Parliament soon. And when he is in Parliament, we're going to invite him here too. And we are going to address him as the Honorable Member of Parliament, Saiku Andrews. But tonight, and look, we asked our executive producer to get in touch with Mr. Saiku Andrews. And we also want to get in touch with Mr. Clinton Hollingsworth. This is how we do things here. Our executive producer, we're told that they're in backstage. But I want you to listen to this here. Thank you so much, Saiku, for what you do. You stood up to a guy who wants to be a bully, a wannabe bully, but he's a hustler, a flat-foot hustler. Thank you, Saiku.
And you coming here for play self-righteous. And you coming here for school me. You're here to school me. James Bond, you might be able to school me at a certain level of law, because I only did one course in law under Archbishop. So you might be able to school me on a certain level of law, and I would accept. But here's what you can't school me on. You can't school me on being pragmatic. It's where I come from. You can't school me on business. You can't school me on leadership. You are nowhere close in those regards to me. And this is not being disrespectful. But when you come on this internet, and I must address this, you don't address me as no boy. I'm a good kid. You are in nowhere shape or form superior to me. Nowhere shape or form. You ain't no muscle. I ain't got no muscle. I'm my own independent individual. I don't make a boss. I have people who I look up to. People who can lead me. people who I lean on for counsel, spiritually, business-wise, leadership. You don't address.
All right, with us tonight, we have the Honorable Saiku. Saiku Andrews is with us, and I agree with Mr. Andrews. The likes of a Bond addressing people as boy, and who the heck is James Bond? Who the heck is that boy? Who the heck is that flatfoot hustler? So we have Saiku Andrews with us, and we have Clinton Hollingsworth also with us. The Honorable Saiku Andrews, how are you doing, sir? Good night.
Good evening, Mark. Good evening to yourself and viewers. I'm well. I'm well. I'm well. I'm down from that place, and I'm reasoning right now.
And we appreciate you reasoning as well. And we, as big men, will be reasoning. The little boys at Freedom House and Rob Street, they can pull up a seat and they can get the umbrella boy also to understand what reasoning is all about. Mr. Clinton Hollingsworth, good night, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, greetings. Good evening, Mark Benchtop. Good evening, the Honorable Psycho Andrew. Psycho is the name. I don't want to
Psycho.
spoil your name. Psycho.
Get the name
Greetings
right.
to you.
Get the
Yes,
MP's name right.
yes, yes.
Psycho.
And I must say, congratulations to your
Thank you.
appointment as member of parliament. And if Mark have you on the show, I more want to believe that you're going to represent the people well. And when I say the people, not just who put you there in office, but all Guyanese, even to the ones that
Yeah,
voted against you. Because
definitely.
without if we're going to look out for one demographic of people in Guyana, then Guyana will never move forward. We have to bring all the people together and up. So congratulations, and I'll be watching.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hollingsworth. And Mr. Andrews, what's happening on the ground? The elections are over. The die has not yet been, dried up. The ink hasn't been dried up. It's still there. A lot of people are peeping. They're not satisfied with what came out of GCOM. We saw in today's news that GCOM said they made mistakes and they tried to correct the mistakes and so forth in terms of the tabulations, whether from Region 9 or Region 10. It doesn't look good for democracy. It doesn't look good for GCOM. But talk to us, sir. What's happening on the ground post-elections?
Well, Mark, basically, the results are what they are. Like you said, there were a number of issues that we encountered during the elections, and we really thought that GCOM, being the body that administrates this election, we really thought that they would have been able to deliver this in a way that there was no question, but GCOM went back. They didn't give the citizens an opportunity to really look at them and say, you know what, we believe that you're capable. And so now you're finding all of these discrepancies with regards to tabulation, statements that are out there has to be retracted, pulled back, and changed and stuff like that. It really doesn't do well for confidence in GCOM. But having said that, the results are what they are. We're prepared to go to Parliament, but as a party, we've decided, that we need to chart a new course going forward. And so that would take some restructuring, getting some stuff back on track, hitting out, fanning out, talking to the people, letting them know that you know what, we're still here, we're disappointed in the results, but at the end of the day, our fight continues to fight for you, not only those who support us, but for those, like you said, who voted against us. Because at the end of the day, it's one Guyana. And one people, one nation, one destiny. So we represent every Guyanese. And so we're going to be going out there, we're going to be strategizing, figuring it out, because at the end of the day, we're going to be having a local government. No matter what this government say, they're just waiting for the right opportunity to call local government. And we have to be prepared, and we are prepared. And we're not going to allow them to do what they did in the past and get away with it.
Well said. 28 minutes after 9. Psycho Andrews with us. He's on his way to Parliament to officially become. I think it's official once it's in the Gazette. It's been gazetted, but the other role, they have to go into Parliament and be sworn in as members of Parliament. We can't wait to see some of you strong fighters get into Parliament. Psycho, before we head over to Mr. Hollingsworth, what's your take on some of these expected and sudden, in some instances, resignation of the People's National Congress reform in light of this new dispensation in Parliament, where the PNC is not the majority in terms of the opposition this time around, and instead of the party having everybody to come together as party members and as a coalition to fight against the oppressive PPP regime, we see some members are walking away. What are you guys doing to stop that hemorrhage, so to speak?
Well, first, Mark, let me say this. When when you lose an election or the results does not pan out in the way that you expect, you can expect a bit of a falling away with some folks. And so that is understandable. But then there are those who would have canvassed, the membership of the party and would have presented themselves as leaders to hold high office. And for them to, for the past couple of months, say to those people, I'm here to represent you in your best interest. And because the results are not what we thought they were, or we didn't get what we were looking for, we're going to tender our resignation. It says to these very people that you were never concerned about them in the first place. That is my take on it. And so everybody has a right to decide. Every man has a right to decide his own destiny. But from my perspective, as somebody that is here now, I'm questioning, like, what was your motive all along? What drove you to resign? Is it the results? Is it the position that you were not looking for or that you were looking for? And so you have a whole lot of questions, but leadership would dictate that politics is a game of addition. It is not subtraction. And so from a party standpoint, we have to be able to figure out, okay, are these individuals far gone? Is it a case that they were already gone and they just stayed? If they have genuine concerns, we have to be able to examine those, look at it, and maybe just have a moment where we try to bring as much people back into the fold. I think from a party standpoint, that is what we might have to be doing.
Thank you so much. We'd want to touch on that. And those of you who have just joined us, welcome to Straight Up on 107.1 FM. My guests tonight are Saiku Andrews, on his way to becoming officially a member of Parliament representing APNO. And we also have social media commentator Clinton Hollingsworth, F. Hollingsworth, with us. He's also a businessman. But just before we go to, and of course, Mr. Saiku Andrews is a well-known businessman in Guyana. He's now a well-known politician as well. Before we go to Mr. Hollingsworth for a quick comment on my next question, this is his business, and we ask you guys in the tri-state area to support him.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer-first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.
Mr. Hollingsworth, congratulations, and we wish you all the best in your business there. Big Bird Transportation Services. You guys will be seeing a lot of that here to support this brother located out in New Jersey. Congratulations, Mr. Hollingsworth.
Mark, thanks a lot. I really and truly appreciate. The push. Big Boy Transportation Service is here to stay. I'm calling on my fellow Guyanese brothers and sisters here in the diaspora to don't shy away from reaching out to Big Boy Transportation Service. We are what we call a mom and pops organization. I have a fleet of vans that I am now providing logistics services to companies. Also, to our locals. All right, you can pick up the phone and dial that phone number there, and put in your request. Our pricing is very favorable. We work with the people. We're not here to break anybody's pockets or to break the bank. All right, we are a small business. We run our startup, and I'm encouraging your viewers, Mark. I'm encouraging the Guyanese people to come out and to support this business. We are offering service like you said in the tri-state area. All right. There is no job too small, or also should I say there's no job too large. All right. If it's something that we can't handle, we're good enough to point you in the right direction. All right. Our service is professional. My drivers, they're professional drivers. They're coaches. You know, they're the type. They actually reflect me. They reflect what me in the whole. I ask them to be coaches to the customers, keep the vehicles clean, and we're doing fine so far in that area.
Okay, so we want to wish you all the best. I just brought Mr. Clinton Hollingsworth to just quickly promote his business there in New Jersey, and for you guys to support him. Please go out and support him. He will be back. You guys will see his business being promoted right here on 107.1 FM. And we also, you will hear about Andrew's Supermarket. We want you to go out and support these businesses. Quickly before we get back to Mr. Andrews, I just want to ask you one question quickly before you go, Mr. Hollingsworth. Your take briefly on the outcome of the 2025 general and regional elections in Guyana.
Mark, we all know going into the 2025 general election that the system was set up for a rigging. All right, we are at the point right now where a president was announced. Um, we saw Barrett Jagdeo in opposition calling for biometrics, calling for all of these good stuff. And as soon as he gets into office, he gained amnesia. All right. I personally was very disappointed in the voter turnout, to be honest. I I sat and I followed what was happening, and it tells me that the Guyanese people hasn't grasped, hasn't for some reason they don't have an idea of what they would have stayed at home and allowed to happen. All
Yep,
right.
yep,
Guyana Guyana is in a position right now, all right, where all Guyanese can benefit from our wealth, but we are not being led by the people. The people who are placed there again aren't the right set of people to lead Guyana in that direction. They're about friends, family, and favorites. We
yep,
saw
yep,
it leading up to the election. Now look at the appointment. People who are sanctioned by the United States are now appointed as what? Home Affairs Minister. We see questionable characters now being placed in key position in government. It tells us that Guyana has another 5 years of great sufferation. All right. What I want to do, Mark, is to call on the Guyanese people and to call on our political parties or political leaders that are now on the opposition bench. Regardless your position in line in the opposition, if you're the main or you down the line, you guys need to start working together. Put away your ego. All right? Let your ego go. You might not like what Mark just say or how we just say it. How somebody just walk, put that away. Remember what you took, why you took that job, unless when you got into politics was to build yourself and not to offer proper service to the Guyanese people. Put away your ego, come together, reach across the aisle, reach out to each other. Because I can tell you the PPP government is a great demon, and Their first job is to cripple everybody that stood against them at that last election. That is their first manner of business. Mark, I know you asked for my comment on the election, but I want to bring to the people's attention. A Fernali is already preparing Georgetown for local government election, the minds of the region for people for local government election. All of a sudden, he's rolling out massive plans for Georgetown, for the beautification of Georgetown and the remodeling and all of these things of city buildings and all of these stuff. He is already campaigning for local government, like Mr. Andrew said.
Yeah.
They're ready, they're waiting to call local government.
Thank you so much, dear Mr. Hollingsworth. We stick a pin there, though, but just a point of correction to have you know they may look alike, but they're not the same person. The person who's now Minister of Home Affairs is not has not been sanctioned. This is the person who was sanctioned.
My apologies.
Yeah, I know they all look alike.
Yes,
Mr. Andrews.
yes. My apologies.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Mark.
Mr. Andrews, what is the mood like on the ground, especially young people, not just in your area, because I know you travel around the country now, but what's the mood like post-elections?
There's a lot of regret post-election. A lot of the folks who voted for Win, a lot of the folks who voted for the PPP, they're having regrets at this moment. When you talk to them, they're like, you know what, we messed up. We bought it, we bit the bait, and we're in the worst position. So there's a whole lot of regret going on. But again, Mark, it is for us to take the opportunity to do the work, and the work will be done.
What exactly are there regrets for or about? We saw the voters turnout probably the lowest, as we were told by Jacob, the lowest, but yet they regret. What's the regret all about?
Because you see, when they realized that the APNU, which had their best interests at heart, is no longer, they took it for granted that they could probably give Win a vote, and that APNU would still emerge as either being the winners or the main opposition. And when that did not happen, they realized that they messed up. Some of them who stayed home have regrets because it's either, oh, you know what, it's Mr. Granger, it is Mr. Norton, it is not having a coalition. All of these were the arguments as to why they stayed home. Some of the young people, you know, they got caught up, they got trapped with the whole social media frenzy and the handout kind of culture that permeated this whole election cycle. And they bought they bid the bait. And now they're trapped and they realize that, okay, you know what? Really and truly, we're looking at people who might not necessarily represent us. And that is a mistake that we've made. And so they've expressed that. You talk to them, every 4 persons you talk to, you got 2 out of 4 saying that, you know what, hey, we messed up. This is a terrible decision that we made to either stay home or not vote APN.
You know, the last government or opposition, for the most part, we saw the opposition MPs, they all gone helter-skelter. There wasn't one message. The message wasn't clear. Some of them didn't work. You weren't hearing from maybe most of them. They weren't going back into their constituency. Mr. Hollingsworth and others were calling them out. Wayne Seas and others were calling them out. Come on, guys, do your work. Otto Martin and others have been calling these people out. They haven't been working for the most part. And so there wasn't a message, a collective message or collective effort to work on behalf of their constituency. Are you optimistic that this time around, you guys have 12 now, but are you optimistic that the 12 that we are seeing right now will be working on behalf of the people?
I'm very optimistic about it, Mark. Not only would we work on behalf of the people, but I think we will show the people that we are working for them because they have to know that we're working for them. And so we will publicize our work. We're not going to sit in the background and allow the whole space to be overtaken by the PR machinery of the PPP or the Win Party. We have to be able to let people know, hey, this is what we're doing, and so we're going to be taking a different direction when it comes to PR. We've already had that discussion. We're working out the kinks in that and just setting that up. So definitely, Mark, I do agree. I must say to you that I believe that this group of parliamentarians are very serious about the people. We understand that it is serious business. We are not in this for ourselves, but to bring relief, to bring a better life for our people. And if we sit in the opposition benches, even though we're not the main opposition, we will fight with vigor and energy to hold the government accountable so that they can provide the necessary services to the people.
All right, 45 minutes after, Mr. Hollingsworth, what would you like to see the members of parliament, especially those, and I use the word legitimate opposition members of parliament. My viewers know how I feel about Azruddin and his team. Putting them aside, what would you like to see done by these 12 members of parliament and the one member of parliament that you supported, Mr. Hollingsworth?
Supported Amanza Walton this year has proven herself in the last parliament, and I know she's going to come back here and continue the great work she was doing. Mark, first thing I would like to see is constitutional reform. Also, a reform of the Guyana Police Force. All right. GCOM, I believe our parliamentarians should push for reform in GCOM before the next local government election. There should not be another election run by GCOM using this system because the outcome will not change. It will be just what we got here now. We will see. Our parliamentarians, I need to see them more out in the streets. I need to see you, my brother, out there, grounding with the people. Get into Bad Settlement, get into Blackbush Polo, reach the people who you know for sure did not support you. Reach, and not just focus on the ones that did not support you, but reach out to your supporters. All right, ground with your people. The people in Guyana, they're suffering. They need a ears to chew on. That is how come Azadeen Mohammed were being, and I can tell you that is not a team that I support. That is how Azadeen Mohammed were calling or being called Mr. President even before, because our people lost their way, they lost hope. And I'm hoping that this 12 individuals that are going in there are going to be speaking with one voice. All right. I am imploring on you guys to have constant meeting, scheduled meetings, have discussion on things that needs to be done. Just don't get up and this one run and go on quarantine and the one run and go on Linden, and the one with the Linden you know about the one in quarantine. You guys need to be speaking with one voice. All right, that's a part of your downfall in the last parliament.
Well said,
But
Mr.
please push the
Hollingsworth.
constitution reform.
Well said, Mr. Hollingsworth. I think one of the key points there, though, is it doesn't make sense. It makes sense to prepare for local government elections. It makes a heck of a lot of sense to prepare, but also it doesn't make sense that you do all of the preparations and to play the same game GCOM has played in the general and regional elections with a bloated list, because the results would be the same. And I agree with Mr. Hollingsworth and others in the comment section that there has to be serious reforms at GCOM even before the local government elections. Are you optimistic, Mr. Andrews, that will become a reality?
The next local government election is supposed to be called for 2026. At the state of GCOM, I'm not optimistic that a lot would change. However, our strategy has to be that we continue to pressure GCOM in Parliament and out of Parliament, that they can implement biometrics. At a minimum, they can give us biometrics.
What do you
So
think? And biometrics is the way forward, indeed. Jack Dave did say that biometrics is the way.
when
But
he
when
was
they
in
got,
opposition, yes.
yeah. But when you say out of Parliament, the last opposition we heard that street protest wasn't the correct formula, so to speak, because people are calling for street protests, peaceful street protests. It doesn't mean that it is violence, but that is the number one remedy to any oppressive regime. I don't know, you said outside of Parliament, in
Mark,
Parliament. To begin with, how do you guys intend to approach this in Parliament without a majority? The PVP already stole 6 extra seats.
Mark, at the end of the day, you have a voice in Parliament. It is how loud you allow that voice to be. There are people who started from a minority position, and today, they're still in a minority position, but they're minority groups, but they're loud, and they get things done because they refuse to accept that they are a minority, and they keep pushing, and that's how you get change. So we have to be able to do the same thing when we go to Parliament. We cannot look at that we only have 12 seats. When we have an opportunity to stand in the House and speak, we have to be able to bring this to the public. Outside of Parliament, the party has consistently picketed GCOM, protested outside of GCOM. What we need to do is to ramp that up and to make it bigger, and really pressure GCOM, reach out to the international bodies, find friends around the Caribbean, find friends, in North America, Europe, and bring to bear a pressure that allows the government to say, you know what, we cannot withstand this pressure for the next couple of years or the next couple of months, and we have to acquiesce to this request for biometrics and a clean voters list. But at the end of the day, we have to put that pressure on the government. And we will. That is our agenda. We have to put it, and we will do it. Inside, like I said, whenever we get a chance in the House, and outside of Parliament.
I want to ask you a quick question at 51 minutes after 9 o'clock. And I noticed some of your comments out there, guys. But Mr. Andrews, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's fine.
The 12 of you guys, have you guys convened a meeting already with all 12 of you to sit down, to shake hands, and to meet already? You have to meet. Has there been a meeting of the 12?
Yeah, we've been meeting. We have groups that we're in. We're having conversations about the way forward. We're liaising on with the leadership.
Outside of a group, a nice breakfast, a nice luncheon with the 12.
No, we've not had lunch. We've not had breakfast, but we've been talking to each other. We have a meeting soon where we connect with each other. Before the end of this week, we're going to be able to connect with each other face to face, and have this conversation and figure out what is it our agenda is. How do we move forward? How do we speak with one voice? What are the issues maybe that have affected the last group? How we don't allow it to affect us? All of those things, we're going to sit and we're going to have a conversation. We're going to trash those out. The thing that what I like about this group, Mark, is that we've been very cordial, respectful, and we seem to get along with each other. There's no competing egos with this group. Everybody seems to respect each other. At least that is what has been portrayed to me. And I kind of, I'm very encouraged about that. So, yeah, we're going to be fine, Mark. Trust me, we're going to be fine.
All right. I noticed some people already start to complain about street protests. If you guys don't like street protests, don't praise the people of Nepal and other places when they take to the streets and they confront. I noticed some people already with these excuses on why street protests and the government can set this. Stop it, guys. Mr. Hollingsworth, 2 concerns I'd like for you to pose to Mr. Andrews, because he's going into Parliament. Our Parliament is here on social media. Our Parliament is on 107.1 FM. But you have been doing your live program on social media for a while, and you've been listening to the people on the ground, whether in Linden and other places. what were two concerns the people had with the previous opposition that they wanted to see done by those opposition MPs, that you'd like to mention two things that Mr. Saiku and the other 11 members of parliament for APNU, plus your member of parliament, Mr. Manza Walton Desir, to do that is different than what those didn't do in the past?
Thank you for the question, Mark. Like I said just now to Brother Psycho there, right? You guys need to get out into the communities. Don't just show up. Don't just show your face at Parliament. Don't just show up when there's a disaster or when there's a tragedy, tragedy in the community. All right, get up, get out there, reach the people, hit the market squares. You know, try to get into the schools. Have conversation with the schools, with the especially our secondary school students. Get if you guys will be allowed, reach organize forums our university students, all right, because they're the next set of leaders, our students in this technical institute. Have conversation with them, listen to them. They're the future, they're the next lead in our country, all right. All I'm asking for you guys to do is get grounded with the people. Pull up at a rum shop. You don't got a drink? Buy a drink. Buy watch. Let me tell you something, Mark and brother. You know, one of the place where you get so much information, so much knowledge is at a rum shop or a corner shop. You pull up there and start and raise a conversation or get into conversation with these men that are sitting there, and you get a better feel of what is happening in society. Because I don't know, I guess it's the liquid courage that they're consuming that tends to bring out more from them. You know, go out in the streets. That's what I'm asking you guys to do. Let us sun burn ya, come out of your AC cars, put on your track shoe, and get out there and meet with the people. You don't gotta turn up and buy a house for nobody. You got to buy a car for nobody. You understand? Sometimes all the people want is to know that, hey, these actually listening to us, they're representing us.
I
That is my take. That's where I want to. That's what I'm asking for.
Thank you.
it,
Thank you so much, Mr. Hollingsworth. As we go back to Mr. Psycho Andrews, a businessman there in Guyana, a well known businessman. He's now a politician, but he's always been fighting. He's now in parliament. How are you going to manage both hats? Because you are busy at your supermarket location, one out on Aubrey Barker Road, the other one on Rock Street. Uh, Andrew's Supermarket. This is the proprietor here. Guys, you've got to go out and support his business. But how are you going to be able to manage your businesses and then manage the people's business as well?
Mark, at the end of the day, the skill has to be management. It has to be leadership. I'm the kind of person like this, Mark. I've given young people, people that are inexperienced, I've coached them, I've given them opportunities. And so at this stage, I have a competent group of people who looks after those businesses and take care of it. And that is what allows me to come on the ground and to campaign at the election time. So I will have the time, I will be able to navigate to focus really deeply on the issues that are affecting our people and make the representation for them. So that's how I'm going to be able to manage it. And like I said, I always have to give my wife praise. She's been a real anchor and a strength, a tower of strength for me, and she continues to hold it down there. To Mr. Hollingsworth, I want to maybe, if I can give you this hope, that we have not stopped walking the streets. We have not stopped connecting with communities even after these elections were over. Monday came, and by the next weekend, we were already on the ground checking people out, saying to them, hey, We're disappointed in the results. We know you're disappointed too, but we're here to fight for you. Just hold it down for us and let us know. And at the end of the day, Mr. Hollingsworth, what we realize is that we're hired by the people. And so we have to be able to go to the people and listen to them. So listening to them is first and foremost so that we could gather the information, know what is bothering them, know what are the issues, what are the advice to us moving forward, and how we could incorporate all of those to bring something better to them. And so we're capturing all of that. We're documenting all of that so we know how to respond to their needs. And so definitely we are grounding with the people. This is not going to end. What, sorry to bring his name, but what James said, I hope
one second, Mr. Honorable MP. We are here. I was waiting for that. You see, that's the distraction with little
no, but Mark, hear me. I was just raising a point.
I want you to hear me out, please, my friend.
Mm.
That's a distraction. People don't want to hear about little cockroaches and little ants, and that is what they do. They do things to provoke in order to solicit a response, a long life and a response, other than dealing with the people's business. One quick advice. I'm an older man now, Mr. Andrews. Don't fall for that trap. Don't fall for that.
I hear you.
Distraction.
I hear you. So let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Someone has said to me, I hope you have the same energy to walk for 5 years. So I said to that person, I walked from Richard Ishmael, from West Rhineville to Richard Ishmael, go to Kitty for lessons, walk back from Kitty to West Rhineville, and still had to fetch water from a standpipe to fill a drum. So I know what walking feels like. And that's why I got like 4 pairs of sneakers. So that is not a challenge for me, right? So I'm saying to Mr. Hollingsworth, right? We are prepared to do the work. We are prepared to do the work. We're prepared to let the people know that we are deserving of their vote. We are deserving of the confidence they're reposing us. And we are going to make sure that we do not fail them.
Well said. Thank you so much, Mr. Andrews. We are here to discuss the people's business in moving the country forward. Indeed, it's not a gaff shop or a gambling shop. I know you. I've never seen you gamble. I don't know Mr. Hollingsworth, but we're not here about that. This is not a Mickey Mouse show that you respond to Mickey Mouse. We don't do that at all.
I hear you.
And I want you to focus your energy on the people's work. I say this with the greatest of respect for you, Mr. Andrews. Soon we will be calling you Honorable MP. Focus on the people's business, not the distractions from the rattlesnakes. You would do a live 1 hour responding to the rattlesnakes. It's a plan they have to distract from the works of the opposition. Do not fall for that trap, my friend. Do not do that. Now, I noticed, Mr. Hollingsworth, you came on the attack from Sean Ben is saying, and I'm deliberately reading what Mr. Ben has commented here. Mark, this guy criticized Aubrey Norton for being on Bamba Mali, yet he's now advocating going into rum shops. Hollingsworth, fire back at Sean Anthony Ben.
Sean Anthony Ben, Mark, thanks for that. First thing, I've never commented on the opposition. Well, Mr. Norton on being in Bamba Mali. For a matter of fact, I am the one who always tell people, if he stop going to Bamba Mali, then you're gonna hear that he get big, and he stop hanging out with the people them that he was hanging with before. All right. When I mentioned rum shop in my appeal to you guys just now was never, and I thank you, Mark, for highlighting that. It was never an attack on Mr. Norton. It's because I know. Listen to me. I grew up in 1 mile and half mile opposite Delhi's rum shop. As a little boy, you just run at the corner by the fence, and then is when you just hear all the big man them sit down and they gaffing and putting out and laying out their problem. All right. So when I mentioned the rum shop, it was never an attack on Mr. Norton. So, sir, I need you to get your facts right and understand where I was going with this. Thank you, Mark, for highlighting that.
I just had to do that to Mr. Sean Ben. He means well, but it's time to move forward, Mr. Ben. And I do agree that as politicians on the ground, you have to go anywhere. You have to go at the Bamba Malis because there are people all over, and everywhere you go, those people are voters, and you want to win voters. But it doesn't mean that you have to live at one particular place every minute. That's where they see you. But Bamba Mali is a good place. I've gone there on numerous occasions to hang out, to talk. You go to funerals, you go to churches, you go to mandirs, you go to
Yeah.
masjids, you go to the markets, you go all over. You go top, you go bottom, you go baroom bars. Well, now I'm not saying Mr. Psycho Andrews and so forth, but the point I'm making, you go all over. When you're passing the cathedral in the night, it doesn't mean that you have to stop to do business, but you wave, you say, hey guys, be safe, whatever. You're not promoting around, you're just waving at people. You're not discriminating. And so
Yeah.
Sean Ben is still, Sean Ben is still recovering from elections fever. And I do hope, Mr. Ben, that you recover very quickly. And this is not to insult Mr. Ben. He means well. He's a relative of mine. But Mr. Psycho, as we prepare to wrap up here, our young people, our middle-aged people like Clinton, our older folks like you, Mr. Psycho and Sean Anthony, Ben and Gary Greenidge and others, are they getting the message that they have to take the politics seriously and they have to take voting seriously? Are they getting the message, please, Mr. Andrews?
I think it is our responsibility to get that message to them. So, like I said, post election, you engage them, they realize, that they've erred. But I think we have to do a whole lot more in terms of getting the correct message into them. The importance of voting, the importance of having the people who have your best interests at heart hold the seat of power so that they can deliver the necessary and proper services to you. And so, yes, Mark, that's it. So I think once we continue to push this out, once we continue to walk the neighborhoods, walk the streets, visit them at the rum shops, wherever they are, we meet them and we let them know and we have conversations with them, obviously they will get the message. And that is going to be our approach.
Well said, getting the message. As we prepare for closing remarks, we'll head to Mr. Hollingsworth shortly. But I like some of the things that I'm seeing you guys. You guys are very active. You guys are on the ground. You went to visit a family that just recently got part of their house burnt, or maybe the entire house. Kudos to you. We're seeing boots on the ground. You guys are being proactive as well, which is a good sign. I just hope that the energy continues, because right after elections, we see the energy. We want to see the energy, not just in the beginning. We want to see it in the halfway point. We want to see it all the way down to the end, preparing for the next elections, whether it's general elections or whether it's local government elections. Yeah. And we really do appreciate that. It's a disappointment in GCOM. It's the elections result is a disappointment that even in 2025, elections are described as not free and fair in Guyana. It's a shame and disgrace. Mr. Hollingsworth, briefly, your closing remarks, sir, and the optimism that you have for Guyana. Your microphone, please, sir. I understand you said you grew up next to. I understand you said you grew up next to Denny's rum shop. You might have drifted away there for a
Denny's and blackface. Yeah, Mark. My plea to the Guyanese people, all right? It's I always say, whenever I'm doing a live, I always tell the Guyanese people to be discontented, be very discontented when it comes to the government coming into your community. And I would have said this if Aknu got in the office, or if Amanzo would have become president. I would have I would have maintained telling my Guyanese people to become discontented when your government comes to you. Why I'm saying this, Mark, is because for so long, us as Guyanese were accustomed to little or nothing. Now that we get it, for the lack of better word or for Guyanese word, Dora Dora. You hear me? Don't allow government to come and give you know $25,000 cash grant. Don't, and for matter of fact, start demanding from your government sustainable jobs. Putting streets in your community, I don't see that as development. I see that as change. Okay, I see that as changes coming in your community. Bringing in sustainable jobs, reaching out to our farmers, supporting our farmers, providing markets for our farmers to bring their produce. For matter of fact, bring setting system in place so that we can start canning our own food. We have the money. Someone, the government minister said that. I think it was Edil or one of them said money is not a problem. We get money, but it's the manner in which they use this money. Guyana, Guyanese, do not allow your blind loyalty. Do not allow your blind loyalty to lead you into pauperism. Call on these people, even to those of you who voted for them, as misguided as that was. I encourage you to call on your politicians. Don't let them run in your area and use you with flowery words and make promises. And then 2 more mornings down the line, you can't see the results of the promises. For instance, Mark, Linden, Jagdio running Linden just before the election, and tell Linden people how much $1 billion they have earmarked for Linden for Region 10. They're back in office, and I want to remind the people of Linden about this. Well, I can't remember the figure, but it was billions of dollars. They claim that they have earmarked for Linden and Region 10. I say to the people of Linden, the next time they come, ask about those billions of dollars. How they plan on spending these billions of dollars. If they're going to come and put down some wood processing plant at Linden, if they're going to come and put down some kind of factory at Linden, if they're going to give our farmers equipment and materials so that they could, hello Emma, so that they can they can ply their trade, because a lot of people tends to believe that Linden Region 10 cannot sustain itself when it comes to food, and that's a big lie. All right. To you, Mark, I want to say thank you for having me. And before I go, Mark, the Mackenzie Wismer Bridge, can I touch on that for a second? Do we have the time?
Yeah, briefly, go ahead. Yeah.
The Mackenzie Wismer Bridge is an hazard, Mark. I saw Nigel London and team under the Mackenzie Wismer Bridge for the past 2 days. And if you ride in the bridge, you will not see the danger. But from the river, this bridge is no longer like this. This bridge is now like this, Mark. It is bowing in the middle. It is a disaster waiting to happen. So to my people at Linden, on the PPP side or whatever side, call on your leaders to take steps to rectify it. Only the other day, thank God for those wires that are running under that bridge that saved the lives of that woman and her toddler. Okay? That woman fell through there riding a scooter that weighed maybe 50, 60 pounds. And they're claiming it was green art. I want to say to these people, stop charging for things that you didn't use. All right? The lives of our people is very important, and the government of Guyana is playing games with it. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hollingsworth. Now, a businessman in the tri-state in New Jersey area, go out, support his business, Big Bird Transportation. We urge all of you to support. If you see a business being advertised here on 107.1 FM, go out and support those businesses. Mr. Saiku Andrews, himself a businessman in Guyana, a well-known businessman. He's a proprietor of Andrews Supermarket. Go out and continue to support Mr. Saiku Andrews and his businesses there in Guyana. Andrews Supermarket. Mr. Andrews, please, sir, your closing remarks. A lot of people around the world, they're watching this program, a lot of Guyanese, they want hope. They are lost, even under this government that has forced its way into office again. Attempt to restore some hope on those who are watching right now, please, sir.
What I will say to the Guyanese people is that in the APNU, you have a group of politicians, administrators who are determined to give you a better life. We have missed the opportunity on September the 1st to have this group run the affairs of your country. And we're in a position as a group where we find ourselves as not being the main opposition. But I say to you that if you stick it out with us, we will continue to stick it out for you. You continue to hold us up. We will fight for you. You don't have to do the fight. We will fight for you. You are the change that you seek. You ask us to broadcast our message. I am saying to you that you are our social media army. Like the pages, share the message. Let our voice become bigger. Let our message becomes huge. Let it spread far and wide. And you have in us a group that will deliver to you if you give us the opportunity. We'll deliver to you a quality life. We will ensure that your resources are spent in a manner that brings relief and brings a blessing. We want to be able to expand the middle class. We envision a country where young businesses, young entrepreneurs, single parent mothers, young women have the resources they need to move them from poverty to prosperity. That is what we're going to offer. And if it means we got to go on the ground and sell it to you, I am saying to you, we are coming. There is hope in our camp. Barring resignation on who is fighting, I am saying to you, there is hope in the camp. There is a coming together for strategy, and we're going to be able to deliver to you the kind of representation that you so desire. Watch with us. Watch with us. Watch with us at the next local government elections. Let us send a strong message to the government that you will not deliver your NDCs to them because they have been incompetent in managing it, and you need to give the competent individuals a chance and the resources to manage it. Watch with us throughout the 5-year terms till we get to 2030 and deliver for yourselves and for your children a government that truly cares for the people, and that is the PNC. Thank you very much. We will continue to fight.
Yep, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. And again, congratulations to you, sir. People are feeling optimistic. Despite a little hemorrhage that you're seeing right now in the opposition, as the Good March and leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others says, we shall overcome. Thank you so much, Mr. Saiku Andrews and Mr. Clinton Hollingsworth, businessman, politician, member of Parliament, Saiku Andrews. Clinton F. Hollingsworth is a social media influencer too. Y'all as MPs, do not shy away from these sort of shows. This is 2025, and I know you know it as well, Mr. Andrews. And quickly, before I go, just as a reminder, do not allow your energy to be sapped up with people who have low spiritual energy. It is a vexation to the soul. Focus on the people's work. The people is where your attention should be, not on individuals looking to hustle. The hustlers, we know the hustlers on the PPP side. What they're doing is trying to poke you to get your attention, and it's a form of distraction. Do not fall for that. God bless you guys. Take care, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
And to all of our listeners, thank you. That's, in other words, what I'm saying to Mr. Psycho Andrews there. Don't focus on cockroaches. Focus on the people's work. That's all. My name is Mark Benchop. I will be back tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. And let me just say this quickly to the folks at Benchop Consultancy as well, and those clients who have had their interviews last week, successful interviews last week, and successful interviews today, yesterday, and I'm sure another success story tomorrow. I want to share this briefly with you guys, though. And I've said this to some or all of my clients, that the experience now, even on the Trump administration, is faster turnaround. But what they're looking for is strong evidence and legitimate, especially marriage-based petition. It's got to be bona fide. You go in there, you be honest, you submit honest and very, very straightforward evidence. And congratulations to those clients, 2 particular clients' success stories today. Congrats to them if they're watching. But I want to share this story about a case. And this is an N400. You guys know an N400 case is actually citizenship applications, right? The tests and the questions have increased. And I'm sure it was pretty easy for most people in the past. It's just about 5 or 6 extra questions now. Do not get all worked up and feel that it is not good. You study hard, you present a good application, and trust me, you'll walk in there and walk out with flying colors by passing your citizenship exam. We also groom you for that. Apart from that, though, here is a surprising case that we did here at Benchop Immigration Consultancy. Interesting, because the fastest that we've had for interview, a citizenship interview, was just a little over a month. But this here is less than 3 weeks. This person's application went in on the 20th of August, and by the 5th of September, they have an interview scheduled for, which is just, again, do the math, just a little over 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I tell you, sometimes we try to create miracles for people. And all we ask them to do is, if we are going to do the job, be patient. We will get you the results. 99.9% of the times, we will get you the results you deserve. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. Again, thanks to our guest, Mr. Hollingsworth, and Member of Parliament, Psycho Andrews. God bless you all.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer-first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.